How many opportunities do you think I've missed simply because you didn't know how to interpret a woman's signals? Listen to guess. It's a studied fact. Body language never lies. But if you didn't know how to read it, you might be me saying key moments. That will never come back. It's a mature, experienced man. It's natural for many women to field run to Yahoo. But harass thing. They're not going to bet erect. Not because they don't want Tobe, but because that has never been their role. A woman knows how to mark your interiorists subtly with movements and attitudes that seem casual but air full of intention. Now what happens? I'll asleep. If you don't understand what she's saying without words, their salt is simple. You miss a connection that could have changed your life. Button't worry, because today we going to fix that. I'm going to 9 signals based on female psychology and body language that show when a woman asks you interested in you. And no, these aren't obvious signals of heard 1,000 times before. These are the truly make a difference and will help you recognize when someone is entos you, even if she isn't. Say it to Trit. My name is Celianne. Here we talk about those subtle details that most people overlook, but that change everything. If it's your first time here, I invite you to subscribe and turn a notification. Stay until the end, because these signals might open your eyes and transform the way you understand relationships. Let's get started. The body always speaks, even when we try to hide what we feel. One of the most signs of interest is in feet-like hands or the face. Women usually pay conscious attention to. If you're in a conversation with her and her feet are pointed directly to, that's a subtle yet powerful signal that her focus is on you, not just physically but emotionally too. Think about it. Someone isn't interested or doesn't feel comfortable their feet to turn towards exit or in any other direction that's a ghosts. Disn't but when her feet are aligned with youths because her body is consciously reflecting her interest Evan. If she's not aware of it, imagine her in a meeting or a public setting Gand, while Yuri talking her feet remain still facing toward you, even shouts her head or gestures with her hands. This happens because down hairy language eyes seeking connection. With you this, Mian, you should start staring at feto fevery woman you talk to. But if you notice this signal along with other positive behaviors, you can be fairly confident that she's interested. So what should you do if you pick up on this? Use that moment to pan the conversation to create a more meaningful connection. You don't need to mention either. Act differently. Just understand that her body language sipping a door for you, and speaking off signals that don't rely on words. Let's move on to the next one. Steinke isn't in her feet, but in watch does with her hands almost as a non-conscious reflex. Let's talk about. Now, hands are a direct reflection of what's happening in the mind. When a woman is interested, her nervousness might reveal itself through subtle gestures, like playing with her accessories, twisting airing to shinga, neck-knee adjusting her watch, or even smoothing out the hem off her clothing. These movements aren't always conscious, but serve as a way to release energy stirred by the emotion she feels around you. Imaginary talking to her, and suddenly you notice she starts fiddling with her necklace, turning it between her fingers as she listens to you. She's not focused in the necklace itself. Rather, you've caught her attention, and that energy is finding a way to express itself. These gestures are often repetitive and delicate, as if she is straying to keep herself occupied to calm her emotions. What's fascinating is that this behavior isn't random. Psychology tells us that people tend to engage in these kinds of gestures when you're around someone they're attracted, as an unconscious form of self-soothing or a subtle way of drawing your attention. If you notice this, pay attention to how it aligns with hero or body language. Is she maintaining eye contact? Does her tone of voice sound warm and engaging? These complementary signals can confirm faith or interest is directed at you. Hold, you respond. The key is not to keep the conversation flowing naturally, but use the opportunity to ask her questions that build a more personal connection. Give her the space to feel comfortable. And if these gesture whispers, it's a strong sign she enjoys being around you. Now, let's move on. Because if her hands can reveal her interest, her posture can make it even more obvious, especially in her natural stance, to project their best self in your presence. Let's talk about that next. The body naturalistics to impress when someone catches her interest. And one of the clearest signs of attraction is how a woman adjusts her posture around you. If she's usually relaxed or casual in her stance, but straightens, her back lifts her chin slightly, or even adjusts her clothing, when she sees you, it's her body speaking. Before she does think a booty, you walk into a room and see her sitting comfortably. Then, as soon as notices you, her posture subtly changes. She might fix her hair, cross her legs more elegantly, or shift into a position that highlights her best. Features. These movements aren't just exact vanity theory. It's an unconscious way of projecting her best self to capture your attention. This shift isn't random. Psychology advises us that the reacts instinctively in, we're near someone, we're attracted to. It's a natural way of wanting to leave, a positive impression of showing neither rest without needing to say a word. If you notice this behavior, pay attention to it evolves as you talk. Does she in that posture? Does shed just her clothing or touch her hair more often in than usual? These subtle gestures here way of telling you that your presence matters to her. What will you do if you pick up on this? Respond with your own body language. Show your interior subtly. Maintain an open posture, smile genuinely, and make her feel that you've noticed her too. That combination of visual and physical connection will help her feel comfortable and encourage her to keep expressing her interest. And speaking of expressions, let's move on to even more revealing her smile. When a woman is interested, her smile often shows up at most unexpected moments. Even before I'll say something funny, let's explore what this means in the next point. A woman's smile is a powerful gesture, but there's one kind of smile that's facile. One that appears for no apparent bear. You've made a joke or said anything particularly funny. The most natural way of showing that being around you brings her joy and comfort throughout. It's a clear explanation. Imagine you're talking about some fingered Henry. Nothing remarkable and unusing. Ash looks at you. It's as if simply being with you. Eyes and now to light up her face. That spontaneous smile, prompted by the situation, is a clear signal that she's to you. This happens because in female psychology, attraction tends to manifest in the face in the most genuine way. It's not a calculated smile. It's a natural reaction to how she feels around you. In fact, often she might not even realize she's doing it. If you notice it is, don't overlook it. It's a silent invitation to keep connecting, to maintain the conversation and to build in the spark that's already there. Household, you respond. Return it with Eisen's warm smile. That shared moment of visual and emotional connection reinforces mutual interest and lets her know her gesture didn't go unnoticed. But smiles aren't single quotes. The only way to tell if she's interested. Sometimes the mystery-revealing gestures arraign how she subtly seeks to be closer to you, even in imperceptible ways. In the next point, we'll explore how her body works. Close the distance between you without seeming intentional. Let's keep going. If you're enjoying this video so far and starting to notice these subtle signals thought may have slipped past you before, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button to support this content. Stay with Moontal. The end, because the most surprising and revealing signals are yet to come for those who truly want to learn how to interpret what a woman's body language is trying to say. I have a final reflection that could completely hang the way you understand these interactions. Tell me, which country are you listening from? I'd love talk. Let's single quotes as continue to a woman's interest. Ascent expressadine words but throw subtle movements that seem casual yet have a clear purpose to closer to you. You notice that without any obvious reason? Still adjust your position to get nearer or talk every chance to close the distance. you're witnessing a powerful sign of attraction. For example, Yuri talking in a group and without you realizing, etch. Right away, she shifts slightly toward your side. Or maid sitting at a table leaned. She positions her arm or body toe line more closely with yours. It's not abrupt or overly obvious. It's a natural movement revised by her body's desire to connect with you. This behavior has a psychological basis. 1. We're drawn to our instinct as TCK loser to share threesome personal space. It's a way of feeling connected without crossing that physical boundary yet, but still making your interest clear. How can you confirm if this is a real signal? Pay attention to whether she does this only with you. If you notice doesn't display the same closeness with others, it's a strong indicator that her focus is on you. Should you do if you pick up on this? Don't pull away or act uncomfortable. Let the closeness remain. Respond with a relaxed and open demeanor. And if you feel confident, mirror or gesture with a small movement toward where this strengthens the connection. Also signals that you're open to her interest. Now, let's move forward. A woman's interest is genuine. It's not just reflected in her physical proxy, but also in how she mirrors your hysteresis. The two of you are perfectly in sync. Let's explore that connection in the next point. When a woman is interested, her body language esters to sync with yours, almost as I both engaged in an unplanned scene. This is known as subconscious smearing or the mirror effect, and it's sound of the fascinating signs of attraction without even realizing it. She begins to mimize your movements, posture, or even your tone of voice as her body instinctively squeaks to connect with you. Picture this. You cross your arms while talking, and a few seconds later you notice she does same. Or maybe you take a sip of your drink and suddenly she does too, even though her glass had been sitting untouched. These pseudo-doll gestures aren't coincidences. They're a reflection of her mind being in sync with yours and a sign that chef feels comfortable in your presence. Psychology's us that mirroring is a way to build connection and communicate interest. It's as if everybody is saying, I am with you. I understand you. I'm interested in what you are doing. And this phenomena happens unconsciously, making gait a dune and hard to fake signal. Iphanitis, her mirroring. You use it as an opportunity to deepen the connection, keep the conversation flowing, and observe how her gestures continue, totally with yours. But don't make it to dot. You don't need to point it out or abruptly change your movements to it. Simply enjoy the moment and let synchrony work its magic. And speaking of synchrony, there are some things that shifts when a woman interested. It's her tone of voice. It's subtle but incredibly telling, and we'll explore the next point. Let's continue. When a woman is interested in on her tone, a voice transforms in ways that are almost imperceptible but deeply meaningful. It may become softer, warmer, or even slower when she speaks to you. This change isn't something she consciously does. It's a reflection of how she feels in your presence and her desire to create a more personal connection with you. Imagine you're in a group setting and while speaking to others. Her tone remains neutral and direct, but when she addresses you, her voice takes on a different quality as shoo-ins to make the moment more intimate even in a crowded room. As meld detail, but it carries a lot of weight. Psychology explains that these sharp pains because emotions directly influence the way we communicate. When a woman is interested, her body and mind work to convey closeness, and her tone of voice is one of the subtlest tools uses to do. So if you notice her tone shifts when she speaks to you, take it as an invitation to deepen the conversation. And respond in a calm and attentive manner, matching her warmth in your own tone. This helps creation measure of mutual trust and strengthens the spark that's already fear. But it's not just about how Chess speaks to you. It's also about what Chess is to share. When a woman I see interested, she begins to reveal more of personal details, building a unique waybend. In the next point, we'll Explore how these confessions can be a clear sign that she likes you. Let's continue. When a woman is interested in someone, she tends to share something deeper. Fan surface. Level conversations. It might be a personal detail, a profound thought, or a story she wouldn't typically share in casual settings. Visit something she does with just Dion. And if she shares it with you, it's because she's looking to create a closer and more meaningful connection. Imagine or having a relaxed conversation, and suddenly she'll say something like, hardly anyone knows this, but I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano, or the place reminds me of a difficult time in life. These moments didn't just happen to chance. They're a sign that Chet rusts you and wants to pan a small window into her world. Female psychology is us. That's sharing. Personal information is a way to build emotional lintic. When a woman speaks about something, she usually keeps to herself. It's because she wants you to see beyond wavious and connect with her on a deeper level. How can you make the most off this moment? Listen carefully as questions that show genuine interest keep the conversation flowing naturally. She feels that you respect and value watch. Sharing her trust will grow, strengthening the bond between you. Here's something else you shouldn't overlook. She finds reasons to extend the time she spends with you. Even when it's time to part ways, Ixana, the clear sign that she enjoys your compana more than she's willing to admit. Let's explore this final signal in the next point. Let's continue. When a woman likes you, goodbyes become more than just a simple see you later. Even in these shortest encounters, she'll find ways to extend the conversation. Add an excrement or ask a question that keeps the moment going a little longer. Imaginary. Wrapping up a conversation, and just as it seems to meadow part way, she says something like, oh, by the way, what do you think about her? Before you go tell us a thing. She's not doing this because suddenly remembered something or gent. It's her way off making the moment doesn't end too quickly. The Chapongs, because in family psychology, the desire to prolong an interaction is a clear signal of interest. When a woman enjoys being with you, any goodbye feels too soon and looks for a small excuse to stay in your company just a bit longer. If you notice this, don't rush. Goodbye. Respond naturally and you seize opportunity to deepen the connection. And these moments are perfect for building close and speckos, as they show that both of you are enjoying time together. Here's some method key to member actions. Always speak louder than words. She finds ways to linger of then in small interactions. It's because it's so mything about you that Makisher want to stay with these nin signals. If you now have a clear guide to understand what a woman might be telling you through her body language and actions. Even if she doesn't say I, because in dined, women rarely express their interest with obvious words. Instead, they communicate with gestures meant for toes who know how to read them. Foo've noticed some off these signals and someone special pay attention. Fu might be standing in front of an opportunity you hadn't seen before. Kunamumber. The most important thing is to respond with confidence and authenticity. That's what truly creates a genuine connection. My name is Selland. I want the space to refuge where we can discuss deep and eye-opening topics with respect and wisdom. Here we go, beyond the obvious, exploring the guest's words and subtle details that often go unnoticed. Let's have the poet to transform the way we experience our relationships together. Let's discover how to better understand those. Improve the quality of our lives, not just emotionally, but in every aspect, because in the what and every small act of awareness and every moment spent reflecting on our connections brings us closer to a more authentic and fulfilling life. If this is your first time on the channel, I invite you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. What's coming is packed with insights that will surprise you and help you interpret the nuances of female psychology you might have overlooked until now. If you've made it this far, congratulations. This me Eon committed to your personal growth too. Understanding others better Tuesday who's truly connected with this massage. Till the end, comment that phrase. I love wisdom. Let me know where you're listening from. I'd love to hear from those who are sharing this journey of discovery with me. See you in next video, where we'll continue explaining Fiach's to relationships and emotional well-being.